Okay. Nothing really too much there. We got a green rupee, but, well, he's over there struggling, just trying to clear that grass out. Alright. So we got some pots in here. Unfortunately, you cannot use your sword while indoors of a house. I know. Violence is just something we can't do. My sister took some rupees and went shopping at the store. That has a red roof. Teehee. Speaking of rupees, a green one is worth 1, a blue one is worth 5, and a red one is worth 20. Hehe. That's cool. It's pretty neat. But yeah, there are different colors of rupees, and each color has a different set value. And we have this kid here. It's looking like he's being kind of mean, blocking the way. If you want to see the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and a shield. Eh? What's that? Oh, you have a Deku shield. And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot, how did you get to be the favorite of Saria and the Great Deku Tree, huh? Grumble, grumble. Yeah, you'll live. It's no big deal. But yeah, we have everything we need, and we're on our way to see the Great Deku Tree, but we have some Deku Babas. And when you take out one of them in their standing position, you get a Deku stick. Yeah, and we can set it to one of our C buttons. Deku sticks can be used as a weapon, but there are going to be some puzzle-solving elements that we're going to need the Deku stick for. I'm going to snag a few more Deku sticks from these Deku Babas. Just to kind of backpack a few of them, because we will obviously be needing them for later. But yeah. Again, equipping items is pretty straightforward. You just go in subscreen and then just throw it on one of your C buttons. You're all good. Alright, got one there. Got another one. And I'd say we're pretty good there. Let's go ahead and put away our sword and shield, and here we go. Great Deku Tree. I'm back. Oh, Navi. Thou hast returned. Link, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Does thou have courage enough to undertake this task? You bet we do. Then enter, brave Link, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Link. And Link, when Navi speaks, use up to listen well to her words of wisdom. Oh, trust me, we're gonna be hearing her even if we don't want to hear her. I'm obviously pretty well familiar with Ocarina of Time. I'm just trying to, at the very least, explain the basics, the controls, and stuff like that for those that may have not played Ocarina of Time. Granted, again, this was a pretty big title back then, and still is a pretty known title today, so I would imagine that most of this is pretty common knowledge, but we've got a different variant of the Deku Baba, one that actively will attack. You kind of just want to hold your... kind of want to back away, you know, just from getting hit. And, if you kill it in its form there, instead of it in its standing form, you get a Deku Nut. And these can basically be used as a means to stun enemies, which I think is actually pretty helpful. They actually serve quite a bit of a pretty rock-solid use, if I do say so myself. Almost can't really speak there. You can use Navi to also get kind of an idea of what the enemy it is that we're dealing with here. And even tell you some pretty interesting facts just in terms of the enemy itself, like how in that text box it basically explains like, hey, if you kill it quickly enough, you can actually get a Deku stick, which we did earlier. But I wanted Deku nuts and anything else. What would you like? Look, Link. You can see down below this web using the up arrow. Yes. Unfortunately, we can't really do much, but you bet your sweet Bippy we're gonna need to do something with that web there. But yeah, we have our first dungeon here. Dungeons pretty much are a pretty common thing in Zelda games. You got all sorts of puzzles and some combat to deal with. while traversing these places. And, well, needless to say, this is one of my favorite elements of just any Zelda game, is going into a dungeon. Look at this wall. The vines growing on it give it a rough surface. Maybe you can climb it, Link. Yeah, climb it, but there's, well, let's see what they are. Skull Waltulas. Be careful not to touch it. Yeah, if you try to climb these walls, let's just say these Skull Waltulas aren't gonna exactly be the most happy-go-lucky of individuals, and unfortunately we're kind of stuck in like lock-on central here. But let's see what we got in this chest. And we got the dungeon map. This is basically, well, a map. It provides a good layout of the room in which you're in, and if you pause the game, you can see just how many floors there are, what kind of rooms we have to deal with, and so on and so forth. We also have 2 other items that we still need to collect within this dungeon itself. What do you have to say? You can open a door by standing in front of it and pressing A. Pay attention to what the action icon says. That's the blue icon at the top of the screen. Oh, don't worry, I'm well aware. What do we got here? So we have, well, let's see, a Deku Scrub. It will hide in the grass. If you get close to it, bounce the nuts, it spits back at it. So yes, you basically just want to target this lad, pull up your shield, and bounce the Deku Nut back at him, and just walk closely to him. Ow, 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 forgive me, master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you will roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work though, if the cliff is really, really high. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Alright then, Deku Scrub. So yeah, not too bad of a room here. This room in question, you just want to roll off and jump on this platform. It will quickly fall as you notice, but we have a treasure chest in here as well. So let's see what we got in this bad boy. And it is the Fairy Slingshot. Basically, this is a ranged weapon of sorts, and a pretty decent one to kind of start the game with, in all honesty. I can dig the slingshot. And I can dig it being introduced as early as the first dungeon. Let's go ahead and equip it here. When you whip out the slingshot, you go into a first-person perspective, pretty straightforward. You want to aim it at this ladder, shoot at it, and bada bing, bada boom, you have the means to get out of this room. So not too bad. I mean, granted, you could have just avoided the platform and climbed up those vines and grabbed the treasure chest, but I decided screw it. We're just gonna send it. Because why not? But as you see, these Skull Waltulas, well, they're about to learn what's up in just a minute here. Whip out the slingshot. You can Z-target these two, but the one up much higher, you definitely are going to want to aim in first-person mode and get them down. So that way you can climb this bad boy safely. As I said earlier, if you were to climb up these vines without shooting them down, well, you'll get hurt pretty good, because they won't let you climb up there. I mean, you can try to stealth your way around it, but good luck doing so. So what do we got here? A big Skulltula. Its soft belly is its weak point. So yes. Well, first off, don't do what I did. You know, just kind of hang back. And when he shows his belly like that, for whatever reason, just give him a nice slash, or a jump slash like I did there. Basically, it's pretty simple to perform. You just lock on, and you just hit the A button, and there you go. Alright, so this room here, I think what I'm going to do, well, first you want to hit the switch here to bring these platforms up a little higher, and you simply just want to jump across them. Nothing too complicated, but when you jump across these platforms, we got a treasure chest awaiting us at the end of the room. And within this treasure chest, we have the good old compass. And now you can see the location of many hidden things in the dungeon, such as treasure chests, as well as the player icon, and where you last, well, the way in which you entered the room. And we got Deku Seeds, these, which is essentially the ammo for a slingshot. Nothing, again, too crazy. Alright, come on, lad. The way in which you can perform what I just did there, the spin attack, I know I didn't really explain it earlier, but you can essentially quickly rotate the control stick in a circular motion and attack, which will perform that, or you can hold the B button down and simply do a spin just like that. I personally like doing the quick spin just because I think it's a lot easier to perform in my opinion, but you have your own. And this lad here, this is called a Golden Skulltula. When you kill them, they drop Golden Skulltula tokens, proving that we've destroyed them. And let's just say we're going to be needing to keep an eye out for these. It's going to be important for later. We got a treasure chest here. Let's see what we got in this bad boy. Yeah, we got a recovery heart. Nothing I feel we needed, but it's there. In case you took damage in this room and you need a little pick-me-up. It's nice to see that they offer that. To get out of this room, basically just light the Deku stick, light the torch with the set Deku stick, and there we go. We can get out of here. Now you're probably thinking, alright, well we just cleared out pretty much this whole main room here. We've checked out all the rooms, so to speak. How do we keep progressing? Well, you go ahead and just jump down, land on the spider web, and we break it with the water breaking our fall at the bottom, which is pretty nifty. Got a nice Deku Baba here, being kind of a meanie. I just wanted to take a swim, but, you know, we don't got time for that, Link. Alright, not bad. Some Deku Nuts. Oh, well, it's not the end of the world. But you see, we got 2 Golden Skulltulas. So let's go ahead and take these 2 bad boys down, shall we? Give them a good old snipe. And let's climb up these vines and score our second one here, I believe. I hope my memory isn't that bad. I would like to think it isn't. You never know with that kind of stuff, folks. You just never know. Alright. Got that one. This one's pretty straightforward. Just kind of walk off the edge here, and there you go. And that will be our third one. Got this nice switch here. Let's go ahead and step on it. It lights up this little torch with a treasure chest right next to it. And I think this is, what, a recovery heart? You bet your sweet bottom dollar it is. So nothing too insane. I personally would like rupees, but hey, that's just me. That is just me at the end of the day. Oh, I wanted to basically use the Deku stick to kind of burn this web here. And it looks like we've got other Deku scrubs. Let's go ahead and shield this Deku Nut right back at him. Get over here, you. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? You just betrayed your brothers. But then again, you know, you're helping us out, so I can respect it. I can very much respect it. What do we got in this grass here? So we got some more ammunition for our slingshot. Very nice. Do I want to show off how this puzzle works? Might as well. After you get in the water, if you hold A, or hold down A, you can dive. I bet there's some interesting things underwater. And right she is, because we got a switch down here that we can absolutely activate by simply just diving and hitting it with the top of our head. Good job on you, Link. Very respectable. Can appreciate that wholeheartedly. I didn't think the platform was that far away from us, but here we are, I guess. But yeah, you want to basically get on this platform after hitting the switch, so that way the water is lowered just enough for you to pretty much go right underneath it. Got another big Skulltula. See you later, alligator. And let's grab these for no reason, you know, just a classic. Stand next to this block and grab hold of it with A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. If you stand next to the block and press A while pressing the analog stick towards the block, you can climb on top of it. Pay attention to what the action icon says. So yes, I know there's a lot of times in which Navi comes in and basically stops the gameplay, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, there's some other companions in the Zelda series that I'd say probably might be a little worse than Navi, but I know that Navi is definitely a popular one. Not many people are too fond of her. It's just how it be sometimes. I don't know. I don't think she's too bad. I mean, granted, yes. Can she absolutely halt the gameplay? You bet your sweet bippy she can, but hey, it's not the end of the world. I can live with her, personally. So yeah, pretty straightforward room here. Basically light the Deku stick, and, well, just light the torches and you're good to go.